Hello friends, today I am going to reveal some true facts about Buddhism. But first of all, I request you to please share and subscribe my channel for getting my informative true facts videos uninterrupted. Now come to the subject, the Buddhism. The Buddha, Siddhartha Gautam, 563 to 483 BC. Buddhism is a religion and philosophy founded in India 525 BC by Siddhartha Gautam, called the Buddha. There are over 300 billion Buddhists worldwide. Siddhartha Gautam, born as a prince and raised in luxury, he left his family and possessions at the early age in search for an ultimate solution to the problem of the suffering. Basic beliefs and practices. The basic doctrines of early Buddhism, which remains common to all Buddhism, includes the Four Noble Truths, the Three Refused Devils, the Buddha, the Dharma, teachings, doctrines, and the Sangha, the order. The Tripitaka, three baskets, Vinaya Pitaka, monastic rules, Sutra Pitaka, teachings of the Buddha, versions of the law, other lives, and Abhidhamma Pitaka, supplement to the doctrines, that is esoteric. The Four Noble Truths, the middle path. Two extremes to be avoided, hedonism, asceticism. By avoiding these two extremes, we discover a middle path, a path which opens the eyes, which bestows understanding and which leads the peace of mind to wisdom, to full the enlightenment to nirvana. This middle path is the noble eightfold path, namely right view, right intent, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Dukh. Birth is suffering, aging and deterioration is suffering, disease is suffering, death is suffering, the presence of hateful objects is suffering, the absence of lovable objects is suffering, not getting what we desire, that is getting what we don't want, and not getting what we do want is suffering. To put it briefly, the fivefold clinging attachment to existence through the body, sensation, consciousness, perceptions of volition, the five skandhas or components of human personhood is suffering. The noble truth of the cause of suffering, tanha. The cause of the selfish craving, tanha, thirst, desire that leads to rebirth, and which is accompanied by lust for pleasure, seeking satisfaction now here and now there. This selfish craving takes three main forms: craving for pleasure, craving for continued existence, and craving for non-existence. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirvana. Suffering with the complete cessation of selfish craving, a cessation which consists in the absence of every passion, nirvana, that is no passion, the blotting out of tanha. Sufferings with the laying aside of, the giving up of the being free from, the dwelling no longer upon the selfish craving. I will explain you in greater details. Noble truth of cessation of suffering, that is the nirvana. Suffering ceases with the complete cessation of selfish craving, a cessation with the consistent in the absence of every passion, nirvana, no passion, the blowing out of tanha. Suffering ceases with the laying aside of the giving up of being free from, the dwelling of no longer upon the selfish craving. the noble truth of the path that leads to the cessation of the suffering. It is the noble eightfold path, that is to say, right views, right intent, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and the right concentration. Elaboration of the noble eightfold path: wisdom, right views, samanthita, and morality, and meditation. The right views, the four noble truths, the doctrine of no self, transitoriness, anicca, impermanence, the five component or aggregate skandha of human personhood, in interdependent origination, karma and samsara, rebirth, nirvana, the five components skandha of personhood, person and mind, body, rupa, sensation, vedana, consciousness, vijnana, perception, shanna, volition, sankhara. The doctrine of independent origination, that is patika samupada. No separate being, no distinct individuals, no eternal essence, no one natures. The interdependence and relativity of all things. The wisdom, right intent, that is dissolution. Right intent or resolution is the intent or resolution to live and act in accordance with right views. Right speech, no lying, no slander, no harsh or rude talk, no profanity, no impolite or abusive language, no idle or foolish chatter. Strive to use language meaningfully and usefully. Learn to maintain noble silence. Right conduct, morality. No harming and killing, no stealing, no lying and deceitfulness, no sexual immorality, no use of intoxicants. The five precepts for everybody and the 10 precepts for monks and nuns. Eat moderately and not after noon. Stay away from dancing, singing and dramatic spectacles. Do not use garlands, scents, unguents or ornaments. Do not use high or broad beds. Do not accept gold or silver, money in general. Right livelihood, vocation. Choose professional that promote life, peace and spiritual progress, especially life in the specifically prohibited professions: poison peddlers, slave traders, prostitutes, butcher, manufacturer and traders of liquor and other intoxicants, weapons manufacturer and traders, tax collector, the karma traders. Right effort, purification of the mind, preventing evil and unwholesome states of mind from arising, getting rid of such states of mind that may already exist, bringing about good and wholesome state of mind, developing and perfecting good and wholesome states of mind that are already present. Meditation, right mindfulness, focusing of attention on activities of the body, breathing, walking, sitting, eating, heart beat, etc. Feeling, anger, fear, joy, pleasure, pain, etc. States of mind, thoughts, ideas, etc. Ways of conceptualizing things, the four noble truths, the wheel of becomings. Right concentration, the highest level of meditation. One pointed concentration, the four absorptions. Preliminary concentrations on the four sublime moods: love, compassion, cheerfulness and impartiality. Detachment from all sense objects and from negative states of mind, thoughts process accompanied by joy. Cessation of all mental activities, internal calm, peace of mind, joy to the point of great elation. cessation of all passion and prejudices, continued sense of joy, cessation of joy, total tranquility and equanimity, nirvana and arhatship. Four stages of advancement along the noble eightfold path. The 10 fetters. Belief in permanent self, doubt, belief in religious rituals, sensual craving, desire for rebirth in words or form, ill will, desire for rebirth in formless realm, pride, self-righteousness, ignorance of the truth, nature of things. The historical evolution, the major Buddhist tradition, Theravada, the way of the elders in Sri Lanka and Southern Asia, Mahayana, the greater vehicle, China, Korea and Japan and Tibet and Mongolia, Vajrayana, the way of the diamond thunderbolt, Tibet and Mongolia. Dharma Buddhism, Mahayana, large left, Theravada and Theravada Mahayana. The monk, coming of age to be a monk. Atop Tiger Cave Mountains, why have not they responded to the gospel? Not sharing the gospel with Thai Buddhist in an understandable way. Communication gap between Thai Buddhist and missionaries. To be Thai is to be Buddhist. Lack of contextualization is partly responsible for lack of response among the Thai people. General approach to contextualization in Thailand. Right attitude towards Thai culture. All that God created is good. Acknowledging Thai values which are biblical values. Use caution in choosing Thai Buddhist words to explain Christian truth. Using Buddhist words to express Christian concepts. Designing new vocabulary to Christian concepts. Necessity of ongoing contact to produce biblical understanding among Thai Buddhists. Actually, I am going to tell you some different Thai Buddhists. Sharing the gospel with Buddhist and not Buddhism. Necessity of loving people as they are. Thai concepts that may be adopted to explain the gospel. The origin of suffering, dukkha, and the attainment of true happiness. Happiness is impossible because life is suffering, that is, life is dukkha. True origin of dukkha is adama, is ignorance, avidya. True happiness is possible when the true source of dukkha is identified. Dukkha, anicca and anatta may be used to describe God's relationship with man. Is that the source of suffering is dukkha to God. It has devotion to God is impermanent anicca. It has destroyed herself by her actions and disobedience to God, the anatta. Sharing the gospel, a probable misunderstanding by Thai Buddhist listeners. Very transference, Patrida and the cross of Christ. Theravada Buddhism denies existence of merit transference. Two examples of merit transference are practiced by Thai Buddhists. Cloth offering, ceremony at a funeral entering the Buddhist priesthood. Double transference of merit in Christ Jesus have infinite merit which is transferred to man. Man's guilt is transferred to Jesus. Discussing merit transference with Thai Buddhist. Merit transference provides the escape from karma. A motivation to avoid sin, that is sin. Same orientation versus guilt orientation. The nature of shame in the society, the motivation to avoid sin absence of sin. Illustrations from Thai history used to illustrate the biblical truth of substitute and sacrifice. The self-sacrifice of Queen Suryo Thai, the contest for Jiang Mai determined who could stay underwent the longest. In my next video, I will give you the other version of Buddhist in India. Now, thanks.